Chosen ones, good morning. It's February 28th. It's like 8-ish in the morning. And today's message is you will receive pushback if you blaze your own path. Yeah. There's gonna be times where you just feel like there's nothing but resistance coming up against you when all you was doing is the right thing. Like last night, for example, I just felt like like last night, for example, I had to film a couple of different times because I kept getting a bunch of noise, background scooters, sirens, ambulances, but like for that to be happening that late, like oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for being able to have coffee. Thank you so much for this cup of coffee. Oh. And so, like, there'd be like sirens go, like, but not even like a full siren, but like it sounds like a dying cat or something. And so then I'd have to start over. You might have experienced, like, you started a new job and then, like, you got nothing but, like, envious glares from the people that were there. Like, they were probably, like, tripping over the fact, like, oh, is she gonna take my position? Is he gonna take my position? What if they do better at the job that I've been doing for a decade and they just walk in here and ace it first day? Like, there's always, like, pushback when you decide to give your life to God and say, have your will be done in my life. Thank the heavens. Thank the heavens. I made a really good cup today. And I practiced my French with the man who works at the bodega. And we FaceTimed a family member, so I got to practice my French with one of his family members. I wish I knew more than ça va, très bien, bonne, je m'appelle Kimberly. Enchanté, mademoiselle. It was so quick. I was like, man, I want to learn how to say more. I'll work on it. It's still exciting to learn languages and stuff. Actually, I made a song with a French chorus the other day, so that's exciting. I just really think it's a beautiful language. And it's fun to practice languages. And this is just totally me side-tangenting. I don't know. I got some good sleep. I got some good rest. I hope you guys are doing well. And hello, my name is Kimberly Bonze, and this is Kimberly Bonze. Hello. Where we talk about awesome things literally all the time. And let's just get into the Bible verse for today. I'm just so happy that, like, I don't know. I've been making all the right decisions recently, and I've been practicing self-compassion and just really, really in the mindset of gratitude, and it feels amazing. It just feels amazing to be grateful for things I have. I feel so blessed. And it's a beautiful day. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great rest of the week. I think yesterday was a little like, but today it's like the weather. But today I think the sun's coming out. It's poking through. But yeah, you know, like you might have like tried something where it was like totally your own path, and then you received nothing but pushback. And like you have to expect to receive, like, because sometimes we like do stuff and then we're like, well, why is it so hard right now? Like, what is this resistance that I'm, it's like, you'll be a lot better off if you can just be like, okay, well, there's 1 out of 10 glares or envious remarks or something like negative that's gonna happen today, like, and then just like log it and be like, okay, cool. And then instead of being like discouraged or like zapped, you know, energy wise, you might feel a little zapped because it doesn't feel good when people are putting that energy and projecting it onto us. but take it as a confirmation that you is that hot and that you got the sauce, baby doll. You expect to receive pushback when you are blazing your own path. Be ready, like, kind of like, I feel like I always use soccer metaphors, but for realsies, like, one of the things that we always used to say is, stay on your toes. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I made a good cup today. Thank you, Jesus. I'm sorry, I'm actually still, like, I'm still waking up, but it's fine. I'm here with y'all. But in soccer, we used to say, stay on your toes, and I was defensive center mid, so I'd also have to keep my head on a swivel, in case I needed to, like, get a pass from defense and then shoot it all the way up, or, you know, big kick all the way up to the strikers, or be ready for one of my, sweeps. Sweeps? That's defense. One of my wingmans, yeah, on each side to pass me the ball. So I you know, defensive center mid has to be ready at all times from all directions. And okay, we're done with the sports analogies. If you expect to go into something new, then and like no one's ever done it before, expect like this proportionate amount of resistance and pushback. And just like take it as like that you're a badass, because you is. Exodus 13:21. By day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way. Oh, thank you, Jesus. And by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. So he's got you, whether or not you've done a study log or not. You know, he's got you whether or not you've, what do you call it, when teachers like prepare ahead of time, like when teachers like what's the word, they like, oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue, like they like plan ahead for, like they yeah, they plan for the next, you guys are smart cookies, you probably already know what I'm trying to say. Study plan, teaching plan, teach prep, plan prep, study log, teach prep, plan prep. Teachers, my mom was a teacher, so I would watch her do this all the time on Sundays. That one word where they like, oh god, it's on the tip of my tongue, where they like prepare everything. Lesson prep, teach prep, yeah, there's a word, there's words in the English dictionary, I'm sure that are in my arsenal, just not before 10 a.m. That's it. But basically, God's got you whether or not you have a light or you don't have a light, whether you're traveling by day or by night. Study plan, is that the word? I'm gonna let it go. And he's got you. Oh God. Lord have mercy on my body. But that's the message. You're gonna be prepared. You're gonna be set. You're gonna be taken care of. You're gonna be covered when you give your life to God. And like that's when when you've like gotten closer to God and you've experienced like the increased amount of warfare. Study prep, study plan. What is the word? Not meal prep. Lesson plan. Yes. That's what my mom used to do on Sundays, make a lesson plan. Yeah. Okay, that only took 5 billion years to get that, but God's got you. Either way, you have a lesson plan written out for the week or not. Just be prepared to receive pushback. So it could be envy. It could be someone trying to discourage you. You know how the devil manifests in many ways. But God's more powerful, and God will always trump evil. God will, we overcome evil not with more evil, but we do not be overcome with evil, but instead overcome evil with good. And that's how we ought to respond to anyone trying to give us pushback when all we're trying to do is good and the plan that God has for us in our lives. You could be doing a gospel, like for example, like one of the ladies that I'm friends with, and we go out and get Panera, her and her husband, and their church is building like a whole new branch of churches, and they're like almost done. They're like doing like their own mission thing, but it's like in the Bronx or something like that. It sounds cool. But she was saying that she has some missionary friends that are in Ukraine and they're stuck. They were imprisoned for just sharing the gospel. So like that's an example of pushback for doing the right, like the thing that they're led to do. And it's like contradictory. God, words were so hard to find this morning. What the fuck? And it might seem contradictory because it's like, well, I'm doing the thing and now like the authorities are like in on this, and like it's like a pseudo power tactic on their end of like the world's end, of the Matrix's end, but like we know God is the one with the real power, and that if we need to be in prison for our faith, then like so be it. Like we will like continue to never give up on our faith and continue to believe in Him. And some of us chosen ones on this channel too might even like the pushback. Like personally for me, I think this is where I'm like a little bit of a loose screws. Is I'm more motivated when I am in pain, and when I'm backed up against a wall. Like that's when I can that's when I can think the quickest. That's when I can like I'm great on my feet. That's why if God's plans for me is still to go into the legal field, I really do plan to be a lawyer with like a lot of like mental agility, and like I've always been quick on my feet, and I've always asked really good questions, and I don't know, I was just like at the office the other day like figuring out like adulting stuff, and the woman after I finished filling out, she was like looked at me and she's like, that's the fastest I've ever seen anyone fill that paperwork out. And I like kind of like paperwork because it like has a lot to do with like details, and I like to read, and I like analytical stuff, and like I used to work in a couple different law offices, and like it's a lot of paperwork, and you got to know when I was a legal assistant, like you'd have to know exactly where the client needed to sign, and it's like being attuned to paperwork. I kind of missed that, and she was like, oh, well, what happened? And I was like, and then I kind of felt like everybody in the office, like, well, at least the workers, like, listening. I was like, oh, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, life, or whatever, like, decisions, like, I made when I was younger probably weren't the smartest, and, like, I did kind of, like, just quit that job, because I couldn't stand my supervisor. She and I like just butted heads so hard, and I said, so in hindsight I should have just asked to switch departments rather than giving up like my dream job, because that was my dream job, and I still love that place so much. And I send my former boss like emails every couple of I don't know, when I have like a big interview at a law office here in New York, I'll send him an email and be like, hey, like, thanks for giving me a start in the legal field, because I thought of you, and I'm wishing you and your family and your business the best. longevity, success, and blessings, and it's just crazy. Like I was like, and we kind of stay in touch. Like I actually really, um, he was so cool, man. That was the coolest boss I ever had. Like literally the coolest boss I ever had. I remember one time I asked him if he was gonna come to the soccer game because like our office had like a team. I'm sorry, I'm totally just tangenting. Like this has nothing to do with the word now. Um, and I was like, "Are you gonna come to the soccer game?" And he's like, I got a thing." I never actually heard anybody's like use that before in real life. I thought that was just like in the movies where somebody turns down an invitation with like, I got a thing. It's funny. He didn't like turn down the invitation. Like he was always like playing soccer games and stuff too. He was like the captain of the team because he was like the partner of the whole law firm. But I have fond memories of working at that law office. And so yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking recently about where my life and how it's gonna turn out, and like not in a worrying way, but I literally confuse myself because I don't make any sense. Like I love the legal fields and I love working in that, but then I also like love to play the guitar and like jam really loudly. And then I'm also like an environmentalist person who like washes their laundry by hand, and then I'm like someone who like is into comedy, so I'm like a rock star comedian lawyer. Like I don't make any sense, and I don't know where my life is. Like how is it gonna turn out? I'm just like so confused by my own interest. But it's cool. I guess I just really miss honestly working in the legal field, and like I feel like I have something in my heart that tells me like that's like something I'm meant to do. But as you guys know, I shared in like another YouTube video that like I didn't make it back into the law school when I reapplied, even though I only had 8 credits left, which is literally just 1 semester. So that was weird. Like that was like, oh, okay. So I have to try and figure out how I can like transfer those credits. But like when I tell you that messed up my mental health for the beginning, for the end of 2024, like it messed up my mental health. Like that was so hard on me. It's yeah. Like I want to finish my master's, and that's all I did was during the pandemic was study and do exams and write legal essays and stuff, and like role play for class. Arbitration, mediation theory, negotiation, mediation and theory, criminal law and procedure, torts, intellectual property. Like I loved studying law, and for them to not let me back in when I had 8 credits left was some major bullshit. And so I'm just like, what's happening? Like what's gonna happen? Am I gonna get my justice? Am I gonna like be able to finish my degree? Like it means a lot. Like I love to write legal stuff, and I'm just like I'm just confused. But like God's got a plan. I know He does. I just can't see the next chapter, but I know it's gonna be great. But I guess what I'll try and focus on is that because I don't know what my future's gonna be like, but I know I have a lot of aspirations and dreams. I'll just know that God's going ahead of me and making a way. Exodus 13:21. By day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and fire by night, and a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. So yeah, I don't know. I definitely tangented a little bit on today's word, but I'm so excited and I feel good. I got some good rest, and I just love you guys. I just like we're hanging out, you know. So expect pushback. Expect pushback whenever you follow like your passions, because the devil doesn't want you to be fulfilled. He wants you to be like depressed and anxious and trapped in bondage of addiction and like mental anguish. And like on the other side, like God gives us liberation and eternity, like salvation for eternity. And that's the most beautiful thing that we can do in this life, is honor God and live for Him, and glorify Him, by our choices, by our words, by our praise, by our gratitude, and by our responses to life's lemons being thrown at us. So yeah, I love you guys, and expect pushback whenever you do the thing that you really love to do, that you know that you're called to do, and stay on your toes. And you got this. You're a warrior, chosen one. I'll see you in the next one.